Welcome in. Today is a very special day. Why, you might ask? Well, that's a great question. And your answer? What is that? More VTuber drama? No, we have that every day in this community. No, it's because Moojin made a video on it. So we can sit back, we can grab some popcorn, we can conveniently watch the results of the drama, and I caught a little bit of this on my Twitter feed, but I'm just not as active. And I like to see the aftermath, kind of absorb all the information after the fact. So that's what we're gonna do today. Thank you, Muujin. I'll have his video in the description in case you get too annoyed by my talking. But without further ado, let's jump into it.
By now, I'm sure that you're familiar with the fact that VTubers come in many different shapes and sizes. But even so, most of them are united by having one thing in common, and that's the fact that their designs are based on what an anime character would look like. This has been the norm for years now. But speaking of anime, with its many varied styles.
Wait, real quick. Full Metal Alchemist, One Punch Man, One Piece, Naruto, My Hero, Pokemon, worst arc of Sword Art Online, more Naruto, Bleach. We've got Hunter x Hunter. Is purple haired girl? Is she from Bakemonogatari? She looks familiar, but I can't quite place it. All right, let's continue.
Styles and themes, there is one recurring topic that always comes up. The fact that so many anime characters somehow end up looking exactly the same. This is sometimes passed off as inspiration.
Some of it's pretty
Others
blatant,
might argue that because anime styles are so simple, it's inevitable that you have two characters kind of looking the same. Regardless what the reason might be, people notice these things very quickly. And seeing that VTubing has absolutely exploded since 2018, going from having 1,000 active VTubers to 10,000 by January 2020, and reaching over 50,000 active VTubers live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube in 2023, this meant that just like anime, you'd start seeing the inevitable rise of VTubers that kind of look similar. These comparisons would start being a common occurrence and would create drama more often than once. But here's the thing, no matter how big you are as a VTuber, no matter how much influence you have in the community, if you publicly call out someone for plagiarizing your design, for copying you, without having very concrete proof, then you will always receive heavy
white
backlash.
And a red
More
color
recently,
scheme.
we saw this happen with
Disgusting.
the
I can't believe you
Apocalyptic
copied me
drama,
like
where
that.
she actively sought to sabotage another VTuber because she blamed her for copying both her design and personality when she literally started VTubing before her. It was ridiculous. But even though we had this incident and many others before it take place very similarly, it didn't stop this VTuber from doing the same exact thing. Bullying a smaller artist publicly for ridiculous claims of plagiarism, and within just the span of 24 hours losing all credibility in the community, to then eventually coming up with one of the worst apologies you can imagine. Guys, it's been a while since we spoke about stupid VTuber drama, but seeing how this made me roll my eyes multiple times as I was seeing it unfold, I thought we had to talk about it. So without further ado, let's do this. We all love looking at anime girl thighs. But how come no one is asking a very important question? Like, for example, what is their nutritional value? Well, I'll tell you, less than 1 carbohydrate,
zero sugar, with how sweet those are. Don't lie to me, Moojin. Come on now.
Alternative to other piss-flavored energy drinks. Yes, that's right. I'm talking about gamer subs. They literally have an anime girl thigh flavor.
What? Is this an ad? Unpaid ad? Honestly, it was so smooth. I'll let it play out.
And if you use the code Moojin at checkout, you get 10% off your entire order. But don't worry,
that's enough though.
You might be thinking.
All right, we're back.
All right, so here's the deal. You ask any VTuber what the lifeblood of this industry is, and they'll probably reply with artists, because it's the truth. A VTuber's entire identity and brand, I mean their entire design, is reliant fully on artists. But the harsh reality
Some
is
of the
that getting a
designs, oh
VTuber
my
model
god,
made
I
from
just love
start to
scrolling and
finish
seeing
is
them
quite the
all.
costly endeavor. Because depending on the complexity and the artist you're hiring, it can easily cost thousands of dollars and take months, sometimes
Oh my
over a year, to be
god.
made. But
Planning
seeing
out
that
my
there's
second
so many people
debut
that want to
took
become
so long.
VTubers, this harsh reality ended up creating some unique solutions like pre-made models. These, for example, are all ready to use and their price is very affordable. The only caveat is that anyone can buy this
Right,
and use it.
multiple
You're not
people
the
will be using
exclusive
them.
owner. And similarly to this creative solution of pre-made models, another unique idea popped up: adoption. It involves someone posting a concept of a VTuber that they created while asking for a particular price for it or saying you can offer the price that you think is right. This adoption method can have many different upsides. Some people don't like to conceptualize something from scratch.
Someone remind me, because I feel like you could easily steal this, no? When it comes to adopting VTuber designs, I guess it would be pretty blatant though, because this should only belong to one person, right? But I don't know. It's not like buying a full model, right? You can't just like take the image that someone posts online and then suddenly you have all the files to control the model. I don't know. It's something I was thinking about.
And would rather use something really cool by another artist. This also would allow you to finish the concepting step and maybe save up money for the next steps without any pressure, without any time constraints. In fact, this concept that we just saw was drawn by Utainzi. She regularly posts different VTuber concepts and will put them up for adoption. Now on August 30th, Utainzi would do what she always does.
Ooh,
She would post
cute.
2 different concepts, with the first one being a purple themed girl wearing alt clothing, and the second one being this demon girl. Up until this point, this was just another day for Utainzi doing what she's always done. But that would of course be until it caught Melly's attention, a sizable artist and VTuber in the community. The next day, she would quote tweet Utainzi's post and say, "Hey, that kind of looks like ... very directly implying that the Red Demon Girl concept of Utainzi was a direct copy of her model, that she was being plagiarized. Now, what I like about this is that we're still at the beginning of this incident.
Wait, do not start this. I'm so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing designs. Can we please stop doing this, actually? I love
the
that.
replies
Just
on this
right off
post
the bat.
already don't want anything to do with it. The most liked reply is, "Do not start this. Oh my fucking god, I am so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing designs. Can we please stop doing this?" Or this guy saying, "Delete this shit. Your concept and design is generic as fuck, and there's a plethora of artists that could follow your same logic and accuse you of stealing their design."
Them up side by side.
But even though this was the community sentiment, Melly decided to double down, quote tweeting Utainzi's post again and saying, "Of course I don't own the concept of Red Demon Girl, but it's so on the nose I can't turn away. The colors are similar, the pigtails, the broken horn on the exact side, the earrings, the torn wings."
This is insane. They do not look anything alike. Hello? And mismatched leggings, ribbons on the sleeves, earrings. Hello? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, this, like, if I looked up fall outfits and I'm like, I want to be unique and take inspiration online and look up popular fall outfits, and then I go to school and see someone with the same outfit or a similar outfit, and I'm like, hello? Only I was supposed to take inspiration from that article online about popular fall outfits. What? Like, what are we talking about here? Are we copywriting aesthetics now?
Mismatched leggings, ribbons on the sleeves, the shoes. I'm just a bit sad. Alright, so look, Melly was saying this was very on the nose. That everything from the smallest minute detail.
And what are we talking about? The broken horn? She barely chipped hers. And like, what happened to her horn? Hello? Just snap the entire thing off? Oh my god. And then mismatched leggings? Literally, oh my god. I can't even.
Were copying her directly.
Sorry, I need to stop.
So to make things easier for you, I put both designs side by side. Mel claims that the wings are meant to be a copy of hers when they look literally nothing alike.
Totally.
She also claims that the colors are exactly the
If
same when
anything,
they're
she's
literally not.
pink.
They're completely different. One is more on the pink side,
Right.
one is more on the red side. She then goes on to say that the earrings are exactly the same when that could not be further from the truth. The mismatched leggings are the same when, again, that could not be further from the reality. And my personal favorite, the broken horn on the exact side. Can someone please help me understand how this chipped horn is anything similar to this completely fucked up, torn out horn on the side of her head? Am I missing something here? The good news is, no, I'm not delusional, because guess what? She got ratioed more than once on this post, with this illustrator saying, this behavior needs to stop. As a character designer, I can confidently say they look nothing alike aside from the red theme and broken horn. Mean girl behavior is ruining the space. Why don't you just make friends with people with similar designs?
Yes,
you know, that's a very good point. If she quote tweeted this design and said something along the lines of, oh my god, demon girls with horns, like we look so cool or whatever, that would have gotten so much positive traction. Instead, she's getting ratioed. Another person who ratioed her said, I'm gonna be honest here, fam, but aside from the hair and color palette, it's not that similar to be made into a call-out
Oh my
post.
god.
People were not having
People just
it, okay?
jumped the
These
gun.
similarities that she was
so
talking about, they just weren't
online.
there. What people were seeing, though, is a bigger creator calling out a smaller creator, sending harassment their way over something that couldn't be further from the truth. If she's claiming that this design is plagiarizing her,
this
then
isn't
she
even
should
a
also
completed
call
design.
out Iron Mouse's 2023 design, because she also has mismatched leggings,
True.
earrings,
I'd
wings,
love to
and
see that
longer
call out post.
pigtails. I mean, the only thing missing is what? The red color and a broken horn. But even though she was definitely reaching with that public call out, it still made Utainzy feel forced to make a public statement about it. So she quote tweeted what Melly had said about her and said, I just want to share what inspired me. And I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar. I adjusted some of the details you mentioned because creating original characters is very important to me.
Sad.
I hope you understand. So because of this, she was actually forced to publicly show the references that she used to come up with this concept. She also felt forced to change the concept itself and even apologized by saying, I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar. This post ended up getting a lot of interaction, with many people in the replies telling Utainzy to please not apologize because she did nothing wrong. She then replied to her post and said, it makes me sad since this could have been resolved in DMs. I even made a post about this recently. I haven't seen their design.
Sorry. Oh my god, literally 99% of VTuber drama could be resolved in DMs. Like, you do not need to air this out for everyone to see. And part of me thinks that, like, they have to know in some part of their brain that they're, like, this is not a good look, right? But it's like the any reception is good reception kind of mentality that they're almost rage baiting, right? They have to be, at least engagement farming, because they know that this is gonna stir up drama and drama sells. Oh my god, it's kind of gross, to be honest.
And it's unfortunate this happened. Linking a post she had made just a couple of weeks ago saying, fun fact, there are millions of artists who design characters, and sometimes two people can create almost identical designs without ever seeing each other's work. The world is big and ideas often overlap, so it is nice to remember this before thinking someone copied someone. It was now evident Utainzy had done nothing wrong, and she also seemed like a very reasonable person. This could have been very easily solved privately, but instead it was made public in an attempt to discredit her. So seeing how this was made public and how much traction this post had gotten, the next tweet that Melly would make would be,
brother, what did I wake up to? The consequences of your own actions. What are we talking about here?
Did I wake up to? She had called out Utainzy, tried to discredit her publicly, was completely in the wrong, went to sleep, and then woke up to immense
Oh my
backlash. Many of
god.
the replies say, you just woke up to the consequences of your actions.
This is what I'm saying. Oh my god.
But that didn't mean in any way that it wasn't still salvageable. By this point, she could have still recovered everything if she just apologized.
Delusional.
It could have ended
The level
right
of
here.
delusion.
So did she actually take a step back, take accountability, and avoid any more needless drama?
Can we get a prediction in the poll? Actually, no, we don't need to, because no, she absolutely didn't.
Of course not. This is VTuber drama. It never ends on a good note. She decided to triple down and would make this very stupid tweet saying, never have I said I own the concept of a red demon girl with pigtails. What the frig? The similarities to my own design merely made me baffled and saddened because no matter how different it was adjusted, it very much felt the same.
Won't be gaslit? Hello?
Gaslit into thinking anything else. Of course, there's no such thing as a good VTuber drama without community notes, and that's exactly what ended up happening on this post. The note said, Melly claims that Utainzi made her design too similar to her. When the wings, boots, bottoms, shirt, skin, horns, and no marks on the skin are so different. Utainzi provided inspiration in her drawing that doesn't even involve Melly. Linking the post we already saw of Utainzi showing her references. Now look, I know what you're thinking. This audio looks really bad. But at this point, Melly is just the gift that keeps on giving because look at this catastrophic reply to this post. Also, I hate the whole it should have been kept private because I don't know this person. I don't want to know this person. They made me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to message them,
feel uncomfortable?
Period. I said my piece and will continue to be the red demon with pigtails. I mean, at this point, what the hell can I say, man? This has over 380 replies.
Oh my god, the ratio is crazy.
Tweets. This reply by Kenny sums it up. Talk to someone like an adult? Thumbs down.
Nah.
Call them out publicly and they get harassed? Thumbs up. It's like, dude, Utainzi literally has open DMs. There should absolutely be zero excuse for someone like Melly to make a call-out post like this without even attempting to message Utainzi, because that's just the definition of being malicious. Why else would you call out a smaller creator like this in front of your community? By this point, it was painfully obvious to just about everyone that this person cannot
How do you
be
think your
reasoned with.
call-out
They were
post
just
made them
that
feel?
delusional. But then something unexpected happened. Melly would completely disappear, not posting anything else on her socials ever since that catastrophic
I guess
reply
it
on
is
August
a
31st.
tactic that
And
you can
silence
employ.
would last for over a week. We'd only hear back from her on September 8th, 2025, when she would post this statement. People were hoping that this was going to be an apology after a long break where she realized that she was in the wrong. What they got instead was, well, let's read this. In the early morning of September 1st, I nearly made an irreversible decision on my life. I've since been recovering and surrounding myself with friends and loved ones who are helping keeping me company. I got a glimpse of a few messages I got from friends online and want to thank you so much for reaching out. I'm sorry I couldn't...
Let's just pause for a second. Oh my god. Okay, so like... This is tough, right? Like... That's really sad, and I feel bad that, assuming this is, fully the case, I don't think anyone should be having attempts on their life over VTuber drama, especially like this. And that would be tragic if anything happened. But I can't help but feel like this is deflecting a little bit. I don't know, let's continue.
Respond, but I hope I'm able to in the coming days as I slowly regain the strength to do so. I 100% should have dealt with things privately or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case. I'm keeping the post up unless asked to be taken down so people can get the context if needed. I love the VTuber art community so much, but to feel the sheer cruelty the community can carry left me wanting to step away from engaging in it. So to protect my health, my friend will be stepping in for me and going through my messages and blocking those who took things too far or were cruel to an unimaginable degree. They will also be managing my Twitter till the foreseeable future, so if there are any business inquiries, etc., they will still be passed along to me, just sifted through by my friend. Thank you to those who waited for me. I've got a lot more
Was
art
that
and silly things to
the
share
whole
in the world
apology?
still.
Just I
So
should
look,
have
I think it
handled
goes
it
without saying, I
privately
would
or ignored
never
it?
want to see someone leave this planet over drama online,
Mm-hmm.
especially VTuber drama. It should
Right.
never get to that point. With that being said, though, this post does come off as Melly trying her hardest to appear like the victim here, when in reality,
Mhm.
this entire thing occurred because she felt the need to call
She
out a smaller
started it.
artist publicly,
Oh my
attempting to
god.
discredit them and sending harassment their way over
And
something that
zero
could not be further
accountability.
from the truth.
Like,
The
what are we talking
closest
about?
thing to an apology that we got was her saying, I 100% should have dealt with things privately, or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case. This made many people feel like she was not even attempting to take accountability
Oh
here,
my
still
god.
doubling down on the fact that Utainzi did
I don't
actually
know why
copy her
people are
design.
taking
When
this as a good apology. Like she didn't even say the word sorry. Does this even count as an apology? I don't think it does. Unless I'm just like living on a different
was already
planet.
proven that it wasn't. What happened to Melly was exactly what she was hoping to inflict on Utainzi. This
Right.
directly affected her credibility and ruined her reputation pretty much in a day. Utainzi, on the other hand, didn't even comment on this statement that Melly had made, instead choosing to
Good.
continue drawing designs
Good.
drama-free and being able to sell,
Good
well,
for
most
her.
of them from what it seems like. Ultimately, I don't wish Melly any harm, but I hope with this situation and the many others before it, people stop creating such dumb public callouts
Mm-hmm.
without thinking of the consequences and the fact that they'd have to face accountability. Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end. I missed you guys. Expect a lot of videos coming up soon.
That is insane to me. I don't know what mindset you have to think that you're in the right here. Like I need to step into their frame of mind because it's just so far beyond the realm of my imagination to think that this would go well. Like I don't know. I don't know. If anyone has a similar design to me, hit me up. You know, I took a while on mine, but obviously you can see I'm sure there's a couple of you out there that are a little bit similar. I'd love to meet you. I think that anyone who has something like this is all right in my book. So, hit me up. Otherwise, uh just, you know, be civil. I think things like this can easily be resolved. We can talk it out. We can grow together. Maybe even you make a new friend, right? And then who knows what happens after that. But call out posts on Twitter, it's not the move. I think hopefully everyone has learned that lesson now. So, I think that's about it. So yeah. Wait, I almost forgot about Mujin's staple at the end of every video. The fact that you're human is like so on the nose. Stop copying me, freak. Crazy work.